Hello and welcome to Roleplay Rejects, where we play new and unusual tabletop role-playing games. This season we are playing City of Mist, a noir-style game where myths and legends inhabit human hosts, for better or for worse.
Hey Rejects, it's your boy. We just want to give a quick heads up that in today's episodes we cover some kind of heavier themes. So about 50 minutes in, we begin a segment that kind of talks about mental health, suicide, depression, anxiety, and things of that nature. So if you are uncomfortable with that, that segment ends at about an hour and 10 minutes in. If you want to skip over it, we hope you enjoy the episode, and we just want to give you a quick heads up before you just get blindsided by that. You stink.
I was gonna say we could go get tattoos together, but then you were like,
Of anime girls on our toes?
No, I first of all, anime, nothing is going on my body.
What?
But definitely not on my feet. Ew.
Not even a straw hat?
No, I hate feet. And I hate.
I meant more like the anime tattoo thing, not necessarily.
I would probably not do a straw hat.
I'd get
only because you would need it to be in color, and none of my tattoos are colored.
I'd get a tattoo on my foot. Colored. I don't know what it would be, because it'd have to be. I don't know what it would have to be, but like I'm not opposed to it. But if I have a tattoo, I want it to be cool and show offable. I feel like tattoos on your feet just aren't easy to show off, unless of course you have an OnlyFans. Right?
I disagree.
Yeah.
My cousin's wife, she just wears sandals all the time.
I guess
so
that's
she
fair.
can show off the like top of her foot tattoo.
But I don't
Is
like.
that why she wears them? Is that like for real?
I think so. Yeah.
Lore. Joseph's
Like, she wears
wife
sandals
Lore.
more than anyone else I know.
She's just cool.
She is.
She just
She's
always
real
looks
cool.
cool. So I don't know. I just figured that was like the vibe. I didn't realize that was like.
But I don't own a pair of sandals.
Well, Joseph wants to buy Birkenstocks, so you two can buy Birks
You want to
together.
get Birks?
Why? Well, okay, I should have continued speaking. I hate sandals.
Oh, I do too. But that's why I wear these Birks.
Yeah, but then I can't show off my cool foot.
You can't see them, but they're the Bostons. If you know.
Today's
you know.
sponsor. But then I can't show off my feet tattoos.
I don't know what to tell you, King. I don't know what you want.
I'll just stop wearing shoes.
Okay.
Sure, dude.
I used to do that. You guys remember when I did? Is that weird to talk about? But do you remember when I did that? I only don't do it now because I live in an apartment building.
But
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you don't do what now?
I don't not wear shoes. There was a period in my life where if I was going to a place, like someone else's house, I just wouldn't wear shoes. Because I did it, this chick, like, a couple years ago now, and she did that. And I was like, why do you do that, bro? Just put some shoes on. And she was like, why? I'm just going to someone's house, I don't care. And it's just easier to leave this way because I don't have to put on socks and shoes. And I was like, that's dumb.
Okay.
And then I did it one time. It was over, bro.
There's been a lot of times where you've just left. You came with shoes and you left without them,
Not in recent years.
and then it's been like a week.
Not in recent years. Oh,
No, like last year.
Well, yeah, you're right. I say years to exaggerate. Not recently, because I have to wear shoes in my apartment. But if I lived, like, just here, like where I'm going to be living soon, I'm going to cease wearing shoes again pretty soon.
That's wild.
So all this to say, yeah, I could get a foot tattoo.
Fair?
And it would be soon. By you guys, mostly.
Yeah.
And anybody else who house I go to. No one that works at a store, though, because I can't just walk into a store barefoot.
Thank heavens. Whoever made that rule. Bless
So
you
if you do
and
it
your
confidently,
posterity.
you can.
No.
I would just like to point that out.
I'll try it one time.
There have
What are
been
you
a
gonna do?
couple of times when I was a dumb teenager,
That you just had.
and I was like, man,
I'm shoeless.
I hope I can go in here wearing just socks because it's about to happen.
Mhm.
No one stops you if you're just like, hey, I'd like to buy this.
That stresses me out.
No, it is stressful because
Never
you're like,
do
maybe
that in
I'm
my
going to get
presence.
kicked out like for a dumb reason.
That
too.
is
No, I think-
illegal.
I think that makes
Illegal.
sense, though, because most people don't look down that far.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
right?
mm-mm.
There's
Like-
no reason for
I'm
them
sorry.
to look at your feet.
I check every single person out. I'm trying to see what their outfit is, what
True,
shoes they're
true, true,
wearing.
true. And I feel like
Seems
I
a
don't.
little judgmental.
Yeah.
I do.
honestly.
No, I'm
Hello, rejects. It's me. I'm gonna judge every single one of you.
Oh, man.
I also think you would notice. I think if it was like, well, maybe not if it was socks, but if it was bare skin, like if someone was just letting them dogs yip yap, you would notice because you would be like you would just skin color suddenly on the floor,
Absolutely not. No. Also, all that to say, I'm not actually like mean judgy, but I
am.
genuinely do take in details like that. Like always.
That's wild. I don't.
Always.
So
I can have a full conversation with someone and not recognize them.
I know.
but you'll see it if it's Pog, right? Like if someone's wearing something you like, you'll be like, oh, Pog sweats. So like I think to a certain extent, like subconsciously you are taking it in, right? You just don't give a shit. That's why you don't give a shit.
That's true.
If that makes sense.
That is
Yeah.
fair.
Can mostly distinguish people by their hair, not really their face or their clothing or their body.
Do you think that's because you just got glasses?
You swear
No.
It
people.
will change, or do you think that's just?
I think that's just kind of what my adult
Maybe
life
it's the
has been
anime
like.
effect.
Because I grew up in a small town, I knew absolutely everyone's face, but it took me a long time to learn it. But I didn't realize that it took me a long time to learn it because it just happened naturally.
Mhm.
And now when I start like shows and there's like multiple unfamiliar actors, like, because like I'm relatively new to K-dramas, I'm like, I don't know who anyone is.
But you know their hairstyles.
Yeah, like if they have a signature hairstyle, I'm like, bro, I know who that is. Or like, again, like with K-pop, I get so stressed when I've been listening to like Astro for a couple years now, and I can recognize them, but like it throws me off when they change their hair color.
Mhm.
They're so distinct from each other,
Which
but
thing?
then they change their hair
Yes.
color, and I'm like, no, you used to have purple hair, not you. This isn't right. And then when they all have black hair, I'm like, God. And then I actually use my fucking eyes. I'm like, oh, okay. But like, it takes me a second when there's change. I'm like, I don't like this. I don't know who you are. I've never seen you before in my life. I'm like that with everyone. Like I'm bad with names too. I think I'm like actually a little bit face blind.
Is
It
that a
takes me a
thing?
long time in movies to figure out who's who.
Mm.
Like it just does. Just in like, first, all I can think of is Vikings. I don't know why.
Because of the
I don't know
movie.
what the show is, but
Vikings.
I remember in that show, I was just like, I don't know who anyone is.
Wait, was it Norseman?
Was it Vinland Saga?
No, I think it was like,
Norseman.
It was Vikings, the one that
Like the
Norseman
serious
is making
one.
fun of.
Oh, okay.
but I was
Oh.
just like, I don't
No
know.
thanks.
who
I
anyone
prefer
is.
Norseman.
Like,
I'm
But
here
I
for
mean,
the
they're all
comedic.
blonde, so you're just kind of like, eh.
I'm just like, you're
Well, that's
blonde.
the one with the axes, and then that's the one with
You're
See,
blonde with braids and a
Norseman,
beard.
though.
You're blonde with braids and a beard. What am I supposed to do?
Norseman's so good.
You got the guy with like the snake tattoo on his face. That's a super recognizable one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone should get face tattoos
But if you
so
had
I
a-
can recognize them.
I disagree.
But then I'm going to be like, no, but that person had a butterfly face tattoo.
Yeah, but in a
Yeah.
different
Maybe
part
they're
of their
this
face.
person. And I'll just have the same
You
problem.
know, you can get your eyeballs tattooed.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Isn't that
terrifying.
Mick
It's
crazy?
dangerous.
I
It's
really wanna
very
do that.
dangerous.
I really want to do
Would
that.
you,
I don't
never
want
will.
you to do that.
Anything.
Okay, I'm glad you that
Like
you.
you can do
Little
whatever you
hearts in
want,
my eyeballs.
but I
Whatever,
highly
man.
suggest don't.
I will say, in Cyberpunk,
2077.
I'm pretty sure you can adjust the eyes.
Yeah,
And that is
uh-huh.
really cool.
Isn't it, bro?
But dude, just get contacts.
They're
No.
actually
Don't-
pretty uncomfy.
Contacts? Or
Just
tattoos?
rip
No,
out
no.
an eye and replace
Like-
it with a cybernetic one.
Like
Yeah,
colored
easy.
contacts. Contacts themselves are fine. Normal ones. but
Oh,
if you
I
try and
forgot
like
my
if I wanted
eyes.
to have purple eyes, which I've always wanted, even though I don't really like
Is it
color
different?
purple,
Because I've only worn colored
They hurt.
contacts. It wasn't the most pleasant thing in the world.
I mean, like,
yeah, it's not fun.
because regular contact lenses are like made for your eyeballs.
What are the colored one for?
So they're
Everyone's
like
eyeballs.
it's like a generic
Mm.
shape. Yeah, it's like
okay.
And especially if you yourself need contact lenses,
yeah,
it's probably going to be extra uncomfy.
yeah,
or
it's like
comfier.
like if you get a mouth guard that's just like a normal mouth guard and you put it in versus like the ones that you like form your
Mold.
teeth.
Mhm.
Like
One you
it's,
haven't
it's not
boiled yet.
comfy. And then one
Uh.
is like fine. You know?
Now all I can picture is people swapping mouth guards.
Ew.
Mhm.
Ew, why?
Because
Why
I
do
thought
you
that's
like
where you're
this?
going with it.
No,
Because
no.
you're like,
What
we've got these one
indicated
size
that?
fit all contacts.
Just like with mouth guards. I see.
Nothing
I see.
Yeah,
indicated
right? I was
that.
like, this is
But I don't
disgusting.
swap contacts with anybody either.
Guys, let's
No,
get back
it's definitely
to
a
feet.
wild jump.
No.
True. All that to say,
I have
I-
a vague memory of like trying to put in colored
Someone else.
contacts.
For what?
I
Colors.
don't know. I don't know.
Colored
I just
eyeballs.
remember trying to put it in and then like looking at my eye and like none of it was like aligned properly. So it was like partially covering my eye, but then it was like white space over in the wrong spots. It was some super cheap thing, but
Dude,
It's
back
hard,
when
man.
I
Get it
was
from Wish.
back when I was
Probably.
super into Supernatural.
all 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, we stopped.
No,
at 5.
it was during like the 3rd and 4th season because I was watching them as they were
Oh,
coming
okay,
out.
yeah.
Oh
I used
man,
to
it was
watch 'em with
great.
my mom.
I wanted to get the like full like blackout contacts because like
Yeah,
it
it just
looked
looks cool.
looks
so
so
cool.
Because I want to be Lilith.
But I never
obviously.
did. Yeah.
All you have to do
Or
is
the red ones.
put on
Get a tattoo.
mascara
Oh, yeah.
and fuck up real bad.
I don't know, man. Yellow-eyed demon would be pretty cool.
Yeah, the yellow-eyed
oh
demon.
my gosh. We should rewatch that.
We should.
We should.
Man, it only
I know
takes
that
like
you were
a
talking
weekend
to
or
him,
two.
But
We should do it as a group.
We should.
Someone here has never seen it.
It's almost Christmas.
Really?
Is that like
It's almost Christmas.
and everyone knows Christmas means
Spider-Man's a
supernatural.
Thanksgiving
Yeah,
movie.
the Christmas
Yeah.
episode.
There's a Christmas
Oh.
special.
It's the most important one. Joseph
Oh.
and I watch it every Christmas.
Really?
Maybe
Yeah.
not every Christmas.
Most Christmases,
Most
though.
Christmases, though.
Yeah.
Christmas.
You won't get a matching toe tattoo with me?
No.
So fucked up.
Don't
Did
worry.
you say
Leslie.
telly tattoo?
I won't.
Toe
I know.
tattoo.
Toe
Oh,
tattoo.
toe tattoo.
I
Did you get a
really, I
matching toe tattoo?
hate
Yeah.
feet.
I know you would. That's why I didn't even
Like-
ask
Of
you.
course.
Like
It just can't.
I felt dumb asking you because I knew the answer would be yes.
Yeah, like right on the tip of the toe
No.
with like a smiley face or something.
Anyways,
Not
check
gonna
out our
last very long.
OnlyFans. So, City of
What?
Mist.
Do you think it's not gonna last that long?
Probably not.
Why?
Things don't last that long.
City
on
of
the sole
Mist.
your feet.
So
My feet are
Mist
built
of
different.
misting
Getting a tattoo
cities.
right
We can't.
is-
The music hasn't
Wow,
started
it
City
sure is
mysticism.
raining.
It's so foggy and misty in here.
Okay.
Oh shit. The
I
music.
just want to go barefoot to a Walmart.
I'll go with you.
I don't
No.
think you do want to
I-
go barefoot to
you-
a Walmart.
Just
You
don't
can't come in the house until you shower if you do that.
That's
How does that work?
Figure it out.
He can get those little booties.
you can shower at my place.
Okay, so
Respectfully, of course.
yeah, City of Mist.
City of Mist. We finished our first case. Does anybody want to volunteer to do the intro? Is there anything we want to talk about before we start actually playing
Yes.
about the game?
Yes.
Okay.
You stole my phone maliciously.
I did.
Yes.
When?
At the end of the last session, in character.
Oh,
I need you to know because this hasn't come up to anyone else. I have
gave it
two.
back, right?
No, because
Yeah, I
you
gave
you,
it back.
you literally said I'm gonna use this phone to start doing research on the Relic Hunters.
I am going to copy the phone number.
Oh, okay.
So I
That,
can start doing research.
no, I have nothing to talk about before we start.
You can't just undo the false accusation.
I did
there.
just now.
What?
What
are you
accusation?
talking about, Damien?
No, no,
Don't
no.
say I never take your side.
You're a real one. Hey, that's why I fucks with you. We're ride or die. For real, for real. No cap. 100.
Bread.
Bread.
Anyone else have? We can.
Any other things we want to talk about before we actually start playing?
I don't want to do the monologue because I already did one, and
I don't have one of those.
remember who did another one. Was it you?
It doesn't matter. Joseph has to do it. He's the only one with it.
Yeah, because it
Okay,
was
yeah.
like not good.
That was good. Yeah, because you were ranting at that drunk customer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was sick.
It was good. I don't know what you're saying.
I thought in my heart I felt like it wasn't good
I
because
feel
I
like you
didn't
just
remember it.
Doubt yourself.
Yeah, I
now.
was gonna say, stop doubting yourself, Queen.
Don't tell me what to do.
I will. In this particular instance.
Okay, yeah.
It's Joseph's turn.
Joseph, if you can give us the monologue.
Okay.
And we'll begin our session.
And this is like less of a recap, more of a day in a life, a little bit of both. How does this work?
It's
So-
a recap from your perspective.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a recap from your perspective as far as like you can sorry, that was like 7 different sentences. It's so late. It's you can have it be like you're writing in a journal and so you're kind of just like laying out the date's events, or you can have it be like you're thinking to yourself. You can do it like how Stevie did where she was like talking to somebody, just however you want to convey what you remember from the last session.
Okay. So I think I'm going to be conveying this by venting to Daniel,
Mm.
my roommate, the ghost with no lower jaw, so he can't communicate with
Hey,
me.
never gonna snitch.
He's a good listener, though.
Mhm.
So yeah, Daniel, you would not believe the night I had. Okay. So Officer Alex and I were over at Harrington Welding and Fabrication, and we thought we had like cornered this guy. Like, hey, we're gonna find him at his work, but he hadn't been to work in a whole week. He was bald and wears hoodies, and so we're like, that'll be easy to find. We talked to his coworkers, and they're worried about him because he hasn't been around in a while. And they said that he was probably over in this like creepy industrial part of town. So me and the good officer walked over there or drove over there. And we found him, and he had a bunch of Christmas themed tattoos and death tattoos all over him. And like one side was all Christmassy, the other side was all like morbid. But they all were like by the same artist, which was kind of cool, right? We found out that that Martha was the murderer, and that John here was kind of just a victim. He was trying to show up to stop things because he was having like premonitions, and right as we were figuring this out, over at the Opera House, there was an officer down, and so we had to run over there. We could have drove, but we ran. We confronted Martha, and she started singing, which was part of how she entranced people. And Officer Alex tackled her. And yeah. Anyway, I wrote this song about a banshee. You want to hear it? And I play my little song for Daniel.
He seemed a little surprised at your story, but since he can't really speak,
Yeah.
that's all you got. But he seemed to like your song.
Good.
By the way, I started adding string to our board.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Ooh, thank you.
Shit,
We have
bro.
red yarn now.
We're masterminds.
Yeah, that's legit.
Sick. You're sick.
I don't know why the way you said we're masterminds was so funny.
Check out the Instagram, y'all.
If you want to see my mastermind
Or some red yarn.
or red yarn,
It's just going to be red yarn.
my mind is not masterful.
Oh, dude, I 3D printed a brain the other day. Like full size.
Oh,
Yeah, it's sitting on our shelf right now.
I like how there's like no comment, and then you're like full size.
Yeah.
And we're like, bro.
Yeah, because y'all are like, I know, I saw those
Yeah, I
dumb
saw
little
little
ones.
brains.
Yeah.
I like the
Was that
little
a brain
brains.
for a
They reminded
squirrel?
me of Spy Kids.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw your dumb little brains.
They're everywhere.
They
They're in
were in a box somewhere.
I thought they were in that box right there.
Are they in this one right in front of you?
Don't tell our listeners I'm dumb, bro. They think I'm really smart.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Now
shit.
you've seen one.
That is my actual size brain. That is actual size,
Too
It's
wrinkly.
smaller than palm sized.
It's like an inch and a half across.
which is plenty.
Took me a second.
Bazinga.
Okay, so it is Monday morning. You guys just finished up your first case the night before. I'm sorry. It is Sunday morning. You finished your case up the night before. What are you guys up to?
Sleeping in.
You're sleeping in? That's fair. You weren't supposed to be working this weekend.
I know, dude. Salt of the earth, really.
Yeah.
I think Professor Alexander Cross is just doing further research into what was it? The Relic Warriors, the
Stop doing
Relic Wardens,
Wardens is kind of cool. No, it's a Relic Hunter. Stop. You're embarrassing me in front of our
Relic
listeners.
homies.
The Relic Wranglers.
So I start doing research into that. I imagine that I kind of stayed up a little bit trying to
Did you
look into it.
prank call them, trying to get a name? Yeah,
Well,
who am I
like,
talking to?
I looked up the number and then tried to find some resources based off of that, and then go to a library to do some like historical readings. Not the library, just like the regular library.
A library, a lesser library.
So that's what you would be doing this morning.
Yeah.
So I am definitely sleeping in.
As Obi is want to do.
Yeah, right. I have a gig tonight, if that is cool with the MC.
You do have a gig tonight.
I do have a gig tonight. And so I'm getting my sleep now because I'm going to be up way late playing. So, yeah, as far as morning time goes, my day's shot. I am sleeping. I am barely getting up by noon.
Okay.
What is it? The day immediately after?
Mm-hmm.
Which is what?
Sunday.
Sunday. Then I'm just asleep in the morning, and then I'm gonna head to work later.
That was such a real response. Your character's a real person.
Yeah, I feel kind of bad that I'm like, I'm not doing anything.
No, I said the same thing, and I was like, oh man, I hope that's not a lame response. But dude, I'd be sleeping, bro. In and out of character.
Like my next
Today's
thing that
sponsor.
I have is Tuesday at 8.
Oh right.
Yep.
Because you're in therapy.
Yes.
Okay. Does anybody want to do anything major after you all sleep in / go to the library?
So, when I do wake
Did you
up,
just quiet coyote me?
no, I raised my hand.
When you rose
Oh.
it, you were like...
It looked like a quiet
Yeah.
coyote. Oh,
I have a question.
no.
What is that?
You didn't have to do that in elementary school. They're like, all right, everyone quiet coyote. And you make a little, like,
I've never done that. in
You
my
never
life.
had to do
No.
that?
Did you
No.
guys do that?
I don't.
Not
okay.
that I
It seems
remember.
vaguely familiar.
Maybe
but
it's a Utah thing.
I don't know. I don't think it's a Utah thing. It's
I
just
don't-
like a random teaching thing. So like, you know how sometimes elementary school teachers, like when the class is busy chatting, whatever, they have to try and get your attention. So sometimes classrooms will have like the stoplight thing where if it gets too loud, everybody has to be quiet. Or
Oh.
they will do like some like weird like clapping combo where it's like and then all the kids respond.
With
or
the other
they
one,
do
yeah.
Quiet Coyote, and then when you see the teacher do that, then everybody else does it. It's just like that
Yeah.
type of thing.
An attention
That-
grabber.
Yeah.
I think one of my
Yeah.
teachers, they'd like put like a yellow piece of paper if we were like being too much, and then like there was like a certain spot, and then they'd do a red if we were like if it was like second warning
Like
And
for the individuals.
for the class.
Oh,
then you were doomed.
It was
I-
just
we
and
had to pull
then we'd
cards
get like
that.
real like, oh, it's red. It wasn't usually. It usually only got to yellow, but
So what were you doing?
Okay, you wake up.
Oh yeah, I am waking up.
Mhm.
Not quiet coyoteing Missy, but I am waking up, and as I get up, Daniel has written me a note on the side table, and it is jumbled. It is completely illegible.
Dang it.
Unless you want to change that,
No, I was rooting
Yeah.
for you.
right? Yeah. Ghosts, sometimes get things backwards. Sometimes they, red rum instead of murder, that sort of thing. And sometimes they just have trouble holding the pen because they are incorporeal. So, Daniel's got one of those problems. I'm not sure which one it is looking at this note. But it's a Post-it with some scribbles. He's getting closer though. So I am going to go to the music store down the street. It is, man, I was going to say the Muses or whatever, but no, we've got too many Muses in this universe right now. Let's see. We'll call it Apollo's. Okay. Apollo's music store. And as I go in, the little bell dings and Apollo greets me. It's his place. Like, oh, hey there. It's like, oh, how are you doing? And we chit chat for a little bit. He asks me how I've been doing. I don't really go anywhere with that because we're not that close. I don't want to tell him all about what I've been doing. But I get some new guitar strings and I get a free pick for my purchase.
Nice.
Yeah.
What are you picking?
Oh, you see. The red one. Yeah. And yeah, as I walk out of the music store, do I see any dead people? Do I see anything weird going on? Premonitions? Apparitions?
Ghouls.
I mean, yeah, you see them all the time. Are you looking for something in particular, or are you?
No, I'm just like, yeah, want to see if there's anybody out of the ordinary, anybody new.
Mm.
No,
Okay.
not really.
Well, then I'm going to start heading towards my gig.
Mhm.
I figure I gotta set up a couple hours before, and
Yeah, and your gig is over downtown. It's at a restaurant that normally has like some live music going on in the
Okay.
weekends, or on the weekends, excuse me. It is called Shinobi Sushi, and it is a really cool kind of hip, up and coming type restaurant. It's gotten a lot of positive reviews lately, and it's kind of like the place to have date night.
okay.
Yeah, it's your first time playing there, but it's like a pretty big deal that you booked the gig. So
Okay.
it also makes sense that you would be setting up a little bit extra early so that you're kind of putting your best foot forward. And
Yeah, definitely. And as I get ready, right, I'm doing my scales, I'm doing my warm-ups, and someone's like, "Oh, is that Sweet Child of Mine?" It's like, no, it's just yeah, it is.
Is that a thing that happens?
So Sweet Child of Mine is a guitar warm-up.
Oh.
The da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It's like, it's really
That is
hard to do because
Mm.
the fingering's really weird.
Mm.
Yeah. And who was it? Anyway, when they were writing it, the singer came downstairs and was like, "Keep doing that. I've got lyrics for it." And the guy was like, "Dude, it's just a," and he was like, "No, I've got lyrics." And that's how Sweet Child of Mine came into existence.
I love all the random lore pieces we get in this
Right?
campaign, just about like life.
And so I finished doing all of my scales, and I get up on stage like, "Hey everyone, I'm OP. I'm
Sorry, just people in the crowd.
Yeah,
thank you,
making
thank you.
Random noises.
I'm OP, and I'm gonna be providing your music tonight. I hope you enjoy." Super awkward.
Mhm.
And I sit down and I start playing instrumental versions of anime intros.
You're my favorite musician, bro. You
Because
really
this is
are.
a sushi bar, right?
Uh-huh.
I figured they probably know what's going on as far as the animes. And so, yeah, that's what I'm going to be playing tonight.
okay, yeah.
What a specific thing.
Dude, that shit's sick. Like, sorry, not to rant. I do that sometimes. Just like do listen to what he's playing. Dude, anime openings are some good songs.
They are.
Hey, that's season 1 of One Piece.
That's peak fiction.
Go ahead and roll for me.
Okay. Like a guitar roll.
Yeah. So it's we're gonna count it as a convince roll, but you
Okay.
can use your musician-y things to see how well this goes.
So musician's charisma, performance, and dexterous fingers.
Okay.
Smooth talking doesn't make sense because that was awkward. And then I have a weakness tag as costly antique. Should I, because the guitar is so old,
Oh, okay, yeah.
should I subtract 1 from that?
Yes.
Okay. So +2.
Yeah, because just any kind of wear and tear on it could potentially be
Yeah. So +2 gives me 11.
awesome. Yeah.
Hmm.
The crowd is really into it. And you kind of get that like performance high, which doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah.
Especially with more intimate shows like this where like you're right in front of all of your right in front of your crowd, right? Like you kind of do have to look them in the eye. Sometimes those can be extra awkward, but it's going really well and people really seem to like the set you're playing. So
Good.
yeah. As you wrap up your set, the manager actually comes by and is like, hey, I haven't seen this positive of a reaction from the crowd as this. Most of the time, people don't even pay attention to the music that's playing. So I was hoping that this could be kind of a long-standing thing, if you're cool with it.
Yeah. Weekly, monthly. What are you thinking?
Well, a lot of these patrons are kind of our regulars, so weekly would be great if you could make it work. I'm sure you've got a pretty busy schedule, but
Yeah, I sure do. I open up my phone and there's like one other gig in there the rest of the month. Yeah. How does Wednesday look for you?
well, we normally do weekends for
Okay.
this, but I mean, we could throw in a Wednesday if you'd also be willing to do like a Saturday too.
Okay.
That's not too much to ask.
Yeah, Saturday night. I'll put that down for next week.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and we'll get the place set up for Wednesday.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, so you had a pretty quiet Sunday. Anybody got anything for Monday this week? Or it's okay. You have regular lives. Like, don't feel like you have to, but
If I go to the super secret cool part of my job, offices, websites, internet records, it's probably true that if I want to update the information about the Library of Alexandria, that they would be able to see that I was the one who updated that information,
Yes.
leading to a bunch of questions I don't want to deal with. Oh my god, bro, my job sucks,
I
bro.
mean, it's the bureaucracy that is the government, right?
Yeah, it is. I can't even spell bureaucracy, man.
You probably make a decent amount of money though, because it's secret government.
Yeah, but it's like for the greater
But
good.
if it's
So I
just
only
regular
make
government.
I make an
Hit or
alright
miss.
amount. I don't make anything crazy, just because they're like, think of all the good you're doing. That's the real reward. And I'm like, yeah, we'll tell that to my landlord. I'm gonna hold off on doing that then.
Okay.
Maybe that's irresponsible of me,
I mean, it's up to you.
but I know stuff.
How are you guys feeling after that first case? Like you had Sunday to take a nap.
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling? Because the only one who's experienced in this is Alex.
Well, I mean, Professor Alexander Cross, of course, is invigorated. Has not felt this alive in quite a while. Just nice to get solve a mystery, find something new, and he will refuse to admit it to himself. But I mean, it sure beats the hell out of just doing trivia every week.
Don't you besmirch trivia.
Yeah, what the hell? Let's not invite him to trivia anymore.
You're toxic.
He's toxic.
I'm not saying that trivia is bad at all. I'm just saying that
It's just more of a puzzle, right?
yeah. With trivia, at the end of the day, you are just simply regurgitating more information, whereas with with this kind of a case, you're actually having to do a little bit more advanced thinking and trying to connect pieces that may not normally be so easily connected.
Well said, Professor.
I'm
That's
a
fair.
fucking genius. Actually, given that Professor Alexander Cross here has been looking into the relic hunters quite a bit for the last couple of days, he actually doesn't have to work today. It's Tuesday through Thursday, starting at 08 is when
08?
well, of course, bright and early.
You're the worst, bro.
Dude, college professors are terrible people.
I know.
Bro, what if... I'm sorry, college professors, if you listen.
Dude, if you're listening to this and your class starts at 08, you're a college professor. Bump
Yeah,
it.
okay, but they also have other shit to do. They are real people. They have
No
lives.
real person
Are
goes
they?
to class at 08 by choice. You're
Okay.
a bot.
Okay, but like if that's their job to teach,
You're so a
I'm
bot.
sorry. I'm trying to teach as soon in the
Yeah.
I
morning
guess-
as possible so I can go home.
Like, it's
like
not
grocery shop
their
at a regular
fault.
time.
But it's not like you're teaching, like if you're a college, well, I guess it depends, but it's not like you're all teaching for 8 hours. Like, bro, just like teach your 2 classes from noon to 2 and then from 3 to 4 because that one's shorter.
Oh, you're
No, but
misunderstanding because you teach from 08 until noon, and then you
Then
have
you're
your
fucking
hour
done.
lunch before you begin grading papers from 1 until 3.
He's too old. Let him live a good life.
I guess that's fair.
See,
Old people do
but
be waking up.
here's the thing. If you flipped those two, if you just graded the day of,
But I'm
Then-
supposed to. How am I supposed to grade papers that I do not have? OP. Perhaps
Well,
this is
no, no,
why.
No,
no,
you got
no,
him. You
no,
got him.
no.
You got him twisted.
No,
No,
Like
you,
teeth.
no.
you did the old doing your homework in the class before your
yep,
next class where the homework's
What
due.
papers do you think I am grading? I am grading
the ones from the day
papers-
before.
No, I'm grading those days' papers.
Why?
So that
he's
I
on
don't
top
have
of
to deal
things.
with them Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Can I
or
ask you
Monday.
something? You're telling me you don't believe in procrastination?
No.
That's fucked up.
Wow.
Okay, no. I do want to separate the characters.
Yeah, no, we got
I
it.
know, yeah. No, OP is infuriated.
If there's
though.
anything I know
Like,
about you, Damien, is that you be procrastinating. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
No, Damien's a very responsible adult.
I edit day of.
As we're recording, he's actually editing.
Like we literally sometimes we have the stuff for weeks and then we're just like, oh, time to edit the day of.
Yeah, it's this needs to get sent out in 3 hours. Okay.
Here we go.
That must be hard because we be yip. We talk a lot.
Yeah,
Is what I'm trying to
we
imply.
do.
That's
why we have a podcast.
But given that the professor here has been studying quite a bit about these relic hunters, I believe that this is considered an investigate move,
Mhm.
in which I could use my abilities to seek answers to burning questions.
Mhm.
I'm trying to fit more of my actions with a move ahead of time because one, I think that'll move a little bit smoother, and also you heard my rant last episode. Probably no, you probably skipped through it, and honestly, good on you.
No, fake
I
fan.
went
Fake
off.
fan. Fake fan.
So, I mean, I'm a tenured professor, right? So I think the history is also another thing that I'm looking into, is trying to like figure out the origins of these relic hunters. Are they like good grounds, or are they basically like the Templar from Assassin's Creed and like obviously the bad guys?
Mhm.
I do have
Spoiler.
university access that I am actively using in order to get some more books and research papers and all of those kinds of things. I think I'm doing this all above board, though. I'm not using the Library of Alexandria, so I think it's just those two right now.
Okay.
As far as weakness tags, I really don't think the fact that the associate dean hates me really applies here.
No.
So, okay.
His loathing from a distance hinders your ability to investigate.
I get a 9.
Okay. Yeah, in your above board research, you realize that there is nothing on relic hunters.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Okay.
From this research, you essentially have come to find that this is not a well-known thing. It's not like a public record.
Mhm.
You've even searched some of the more like historic records of like cases and things like that from the police department. Nowhere does it mention anything about relic hunters or any special divisions that aren't outlined as like SWAT or whatever.
Okay. Other thing that I do want to note about the investigate move is so when you get it, you get either a straight answer, a solid lead. I mean, I already have a solid lead of Alex
He's
that I
built.
could talk to.
Solid lead.
But that is kind of cool too, where you can ask the MC or another player a question and they have to give you a solid answer.
Oh, cool.
So early on in our first case, we probably could have used that to like get hints that were rifts ahead of time. The other thing though is that because I got a 9, it says on a 7 to 9,
Pick one.
you can also choose 1. The investigation exposes me to danger. Clues I get are fuzzy, incomplete, or part true, part false. Or whoever or whatever you are asking the questions can ask you one question as well. You answer the same terms.
Cool.
That one I don't think is really going to apply because it's not like Google themselves is going to reach out and just be like,
Professor
give me,
Alexander.
well, I guess give me all your personal data. You already have it. So.
Too real.
Were you at Walmart 3 days ago? And it's like, yes.
Do you still have the
Why
receipt?
do you need
Tell me about it. Where's the store
write a
entrance?
review. How was the
Give
parking?
me a picture. and
Is
rate
it handicap accessible? Do they sell dragon fruit?
Man, I wish I knew.
Yeah, I don't know. I realize now how little I know.
yeah.
And you never know.
Right?
So I'm bringing that up because I don't know if this has now exposed me to danger, but probably.
You mentioned that being exposed to danger. I imagined you opening an old book and billions of ants just like crawl out of the book.
Ew.
Oh, no.
That's the
whole
danger I
book is
had.
actually
It's
ants.
just ants.
The leading cause of death in people who go
I'm
to
gonna
libraries.
save that for the horror game that I'm running.
Ants, spiders,
Ants.
legumes,
Book ants.
beans.
Ants.
Sorry, I didn't mean to keep talking.
Yeah, that was it. It was just reminding you that you can fuck me over if you'd like.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that I probably forgot that first case. And I'm not going to lie. I'm probably going to keep forgetting. But this may or may not come back to bite you, for sure.
Oh, definitely will. Yeah.
With the bite force of 1 billion ants.
No.
From the what I thought was a book, but is actually just.
The
Just-
words on the page
That
start to
is
move, and you realize it's just
nightmare
ants.
fuel.
It is, man.
I
I
hate
hate that
that.
we keep fleshing out this thing,
Well,
but it's also cool.
is there anything else that anybody wants to do on this lovely, dreary, rainy Monday morning? No. Okay.
I don't like that. You said okay like that, and I know you were just saying okay, but I'm like, fuck. What if?
Is it okay?
What was I supposed to do on this Monday? I'm missing.
No,
We're all
you're
gonna
not-
die, and it's
You're
my
not
fault.
missing anything. I'm just trying to make sure that like you guys get to do the things that you need to do and all that.
Wait, is it the
Um,
first Monday of the month?
No.
Okay.
Why?
Because I get pho the first Monday of the month every
Mhm.
month. This pho place I like.
Okay.
Just want to check.
No, that's next week.
The only other thing is like while I'm researching stuff at the library is I have random teacher meetings. And like, well, I guess it's called faculty meetings.
Sure. Oh, I gotta go. I got teacher meetings.
Yeah.
Can you just say that real quick in Alexander Cross's voice?
What, my teacher meetings?
Yep, that's the one.
It's just so unlike him. It just brings me joy. Anyway, keep going.
So beyond the teacher meetings, I also do have volunteer study time. It is 100% on a volunteer basis, but students can come to the study hall, and we'll have professors just kind of coming in every now and then, and any student is free to ask any questions to any of the professors, but no professor is locked in to be there, but it's how does that associate dean say it? Highly recommended that you attend.
Do you have students that often come for history help, or?
It's maybe one or two a semester. It's not all that frequent. Frankly, I'm a very effective teacher. No, I'm not quite that pompous. No, it's just mostly that I believe that some students just are more taking the history credits because they're required for the degree, while some are more inclined and interested.
Fair.
This professor's such a nerd that he's getting extra credit on the side. Man, wild.
Got to be dean's pet, I guess.
I see that.
That sounds just much worse than teacher's pet.
It does.
It
Yeah.
does not sound right.
Yeah, no, it
Because
sounds.
Dean is a name.
Yeah, it sounds like a proper name instead of.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Anyway, on to Tuesday. Are we ready for Tuesday?
What
I
are
have
you doing?
therapy.
What are
am
you
I
doing this
doing?
whole time?
Working.
Same.
Oh, rip.
Going home, eating cereal.
What's your cereal of choice?
Sorry,
Sorry to put you on the spot.
Fruity Dino bites.
Absolutely.
Nice.
I need to. Is that a real cereal?
That's
Yeah.
real cereal.
Okay.
It's the malto meal version of Fruity Pebbles, and it's superior.
It's
It
the
is.
what
It is
version?
better.
Malto meal, you know the bags of cereal?
The cereal bags.
I do
The
know
ones
those.
that have the like Ziploc
Yeah,
type
Mhm.
bags.
it's them.
Mm-hmm.
Sick.
They are tremendously better.
I don't know what they do, but they're better.
We need
Probably
to stop
sugar.
giving free advertisements for people. They
No, I
suck.
will free advertise for Fruity Dino bites.
Never mind, they're sick.
The world needs to know.
Do they have B12?
Stop paying premium
Probably.
prices for
Probably.
Fruity
The cereal market is such a scam. man.
Pebbles.
Dude,
Forgot
it
what they're
really
called.
is. It's all to subsidize big corn.
Goodness gracious. Okay.
Sorry, I keep
Anyway.
derailing
Listen,
stuff.
Cereal's
corn
expensive.
syrup,
Olivia's
corn
going to
flakes.
sit-
Cornstarch.
to
I need to go to therapy. I'll talk about this in therapy, bro.
You're going to talk about the corn conspiracies?
Cornspiracy.
You get it.
I hate it here.
Sorry.
Okay.
It was right there.
It was actually pretty good. I'm proud of you. Okay, so it is Tuesday morning, and your appointment is set for 8. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is that kind of early for you to get up and go? Or
Well, so-
is
Because
because I know Tuesday is a day off for you.
yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday. I mean, like, I'm not super stoked about it because I did just work the night before, but it helps me make my days off more productive.
Mm. And how are you feeling about going to therapy?
Tired. Reluctant.
Fair.
I imagine these are like the, hey, please fill out these questions before you arrive.
Oh
at the
yeah,
facility.
absolutely. So they did send you an email that was like, please make sure you're there 15 minutes early. There's
they-
a bunch of paperwork for you to
They need to get with the
do.
times. You can do that shit online now.
Well, they have you do it online, and then you have to do it again in person.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Dude, my physical therapist does that. Or it's like, no, I filled this out. And they're like, no, you need to do it on our iPad now. I was like, but it's the same questions.
You have all the info. Just Anyway, we've already ranted about it, but I will.
So you get there. There's a really nice lady at the front desk, and she's like, "Is this your first appointment with us?"
Yes, it is.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna hand you this clipboard. Everything that you need to fill out is already highlighted. If it's not highlighted, it's either optional or it's marked in red, and that is for your therapist to fill out. If you have any questions, just let me know. And she hands you the clipboard and a pen with a little fake flower taped to the top of it. And she kind of points you towards the waiting room area. You notice that there's a couple other people there, but it's not super crowded. Everybody's just filling out forms.
Okay.
The forms are pretty straightforward. You go through and kind of rate your scale within the last 2 weeks of whether or not you've been feeling depressed, if you've been feeling anxious, any thoughts of suicide or anything like that. Pretty standard procedure for mental health things. You mentioned that you had seen therapists before, so this is pretty standard fare for you, and you're like going through almost at like a quick pace. Just you're familiar enough that you don't really have to think through each question.
Yeah. Like when you go to a different kind of like you go to a specific, like a specialist, and you're like, what does this question mean exactly? I don't have to deal with that.
Not really, no. You're pretty familiar with the terminology, and you don't have to second guess as far as like, oh, I don't know. Do I feel that way? Or have I had a heart attack? I'm not sure, because that's something that I ask myself all the time. I haven't.
What about my maternal grandmother's health?
Yeah, exactly. So you fill out the paperwork pretty quickly, and you're able to turn it in to the lady at the front desk before anybody calls you into the office, which is like unheard of, at least for me.
Thank goodness.
And you kind of just sit and wait.
Okay.
It doesn't take too long before a woman comes out of the door that's obviously leading to all of the therapist offices in the back. And she says, Olivia?
Okay. I'll stand up and like, oh, hey.
Okay, follow me.
I follow her. She's one of those ones that goes like super fast and you're like, oh my God, where did you go? In the maze of like rooms.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's always either that or they're like the NPCs in video games where they're like, hurry, follow me. And then they proceed to walk.
They're at
like
walking
they're
speed.
snails. And you're like, but the town is burning down. Shouldn't we be sprinting? And they're like,
but they're going like too slow for running speed for you, but too fast for just walking speed. So you have to like do the weird in between.
yes.
You
It's
like,
like
run ahead and
painfully.
then stop
Yeah.
and then run ahead. And...
If you run too far ahead,
They'll
they'll stop.
Mhm.
And it's like, why?
So this lady is more speedy.
Okay.
She's more speedy. Remind me real quick, what was the name of the person that you booked your appointment under? Do you remember? Or did they just say they were going to get to you?
It's got an S in it, man. I don't know where any notes I've had.
Was it the name on
Was
the
it
card?
It was the name of the card. Selma?
Selma Perrin?
Selma Perrin? It's Perrin.
It's Perrin. I just don't remember her first name.
Yeah, Selma.
Okay. We got it. Teamwork.
Sweet. I definitely remembered that name. So she says, go ahead and have a seat right here. And she shuts the door and she says, okay, well, Good morning. My name is Dr. Perrin. I believe this is your first time being here.
Yes.
All right. Real quick, I'm going to go over the paperwork that you filled out at the front desk, and then we'll get into it. Okay?
All right.
She flips through the papers real quick, and she says, okay. Interesting. Okay. It says you've been seen before. Do you know, do you remember where at?
Yes.
Okay. Before you leave today, would you mind giving that information to the front office just so that the front desk, just so that they're aware and we can kind of coordinate with your other treatment facilities to make sure that we're all on the same page.
Okay, I can do that.
And are you allergic to any medications, or have you had any medications that did not work for you?
I imagine I did have medications that I've tried that were like, better not. Not the best, but if just like one or two, and I'll tell her. I don't have names for them though.
That's all right. They'll be in your medical records. So if we can get those pulled from the other facilities, then I can look into that for you. We can talk about that next time.
Okay.
Okay. Well, everything looks like it's in order. I will just kind of go over a few housekeeping things, and then we can start talking about why you're here today. I want you to know that anything that you disclose to me is confidential. This is something that is under the HIPAA laws. I will note, though, that if you are going to be a harm to yourself or others, that is something that I do have to report, and that we will take you to a hospital immediately. But anything else, you are covered. So what brings you in today?
My brother
Your brother
recommended you.
Okay. He recommended me. I thought you were going to say that he was the reason that you're here. Like, he's the root of the problem.
Oh,
okay.
no.
That's fine.
No,
She makes a note.
He just is worried about me lately.
Is there a reason why?
I don't know. I guess I've been busy with work, but I have like this group of friends now that I've been hanging out with, and he doesn't have like a problem with them. It's just I've been a little bit busier and maybe been a little bit stressed, and he thinks that's affecting me because I do have a history of mental health issues and
yeah. Okay. Well, can you kind of describe some of these mental health issues that you've had previously, and then maybe we can see if there's any correlations with the stress that you're having now?
Yeah. Well, just anxiety in general has been an issue for me, and then I do tend to suffer from some pretty bad intrusive thoughts, and that can kind of lead to like me suffering from insomnia because I just can't really sleep that well.
Yeah. All right.
Because I'll like have nightmares about them.
And do those increase as you're stressed, or?
Typically, yes.
Okay. Well, maybe let's talk about what's been stressing you out. Before we get into that, though, have you undergone specific treatments for this anxiety and these intrusive thoughts, or has it just been talk therapy? Has it been?
It's been like a combination, like
Okay.
with the therapy, and I learned like grounding techniques
Mm-hmm.
when I'm feeling overwhelmed.
Okay.
Good.
And
I have tried medications for anxiety, but they haven't really. They've just kind of either caused other issues or just didn't help the issue. Or both.
Yeah. And that's something that, medication isn't always for everyone. I'm glad that you've been able to learn some grounding techniques. It sounds like you've probably been through a little bit of cognitive behavioral therapy, which is great to hear. Let's talk about that stress. What's been going on that's been stressful?
Oh, well, I don't know. I guess work has been picking up lately because there was all that. I work at a bar, and we got a lot of traffic.
Do you drink? Do you drink?
Not much. No, occasionally. I might have a beer when I go to trivia night.
Okay. How often do you go to trivia night?
Once a week.
Okay, so 1 drink a week. Good to know. Okay, sorry. Continue.
But this bar or this club, I'm sure you've heard the news, like the washboard.
Oh, yes. I did hear about
that's
that.
nearby where I work. So we've been getting a lot of extra traffic from that. And it's just all of that stuff happening so close has been like kind of ramping up the anxiety and stress in general.
What's been making you anxious about that?
Well, it just makes you feel not super safe.
Yeah.
When people are being killed in the area you live in and work in.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely something that we can try and combat. That's one of the things about living in a city in general, unfortunately. But that's definitely something that we can talk through. Is there anything else?
That's pretty much it. I don't do much.
Okay.
If anything, I've been spending more time with my friends lately.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
What is it that you end up doing with your friends? Do you have certain hobbies or?
We'll go to the library just to study a little bit on random stuff. Just topics we're interested in. And again, for like trivia.
Oh, okay. Very academic group.
Yeah. We're into like the murder mystery type things too. Looking for clues.
Okay, so do you do like escape rooms? Is that
Yeah, it's more like, if there were a game where you're like try and find clues and you got like ask the right questions to like lead to the clues.
I'm not familiar with that, but it sounds fun.
It's a pretty great game.
I do like mysteries.
Yeah, but like there's also the ones that like they come in the mail and they have like all the clues you need.
Oh, yes.
Those are pretty
I think
cool.
my sister does that actually. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, so we just do that trivia, that kind of stuff, puzzles basically.
I have to wonder if things are going so well, besides obviously the tragedies you spoke about happening so close to work. Why is your brother worried? Things seem pretty good. From my perspective, you seem to be well adjusted, and I really like the fact that you were having so much time with friends and you have a job that you've held down for quite some time now.
I think he's just worried because for a while there, I was having like more intrusive thoughts that would affect my sleep, and I talked to him about it, and he can kind of, I don't know what the word is, conflate. I don't know. He can make the problem bigger than what it is. Like, I know to him it probably sounds bad hearing that stuff, but it's kind of what I've dealt with.
Can you talk to me about some of these intrusive thoughts that have him worried? If you're not ready to, that's okay. It just would help me kind of understand what brought you in.
Well, I don't know if this would be like more of an intrusive thought or more like an anxiety type of thing, but just the feeling that when we're at the library, that the whole building would just collapse and then we'd just fall into the center of the earth. Even though there's no reason for that.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. It's not always so like doomsday type, but
And is this something that you said these types of things, they keep you up at night?
yeah, the more stressful ones I'll sort of relive at night.
Oh, interesting. Has anybody ever diagnosed you with PTSD?
No.
Okay. Well, a common symptom of PTSD or trauma-related issues in general is reliving those things. So I'm wondering if maybe that's something that we could look into going forward with treatment.
Okay.
Is there anything? You said that they're not always doomsday-y, but is there anything else that comes to mind when you think about those intrusive thoughts?
I don't know, just like the normal ones. Like, what if you just pushed that person into traffic? Not normal, but like classic intrusive thoughts.
You're in a safe place. It's okay. I've heard all sorts of different intrusive thoughts from tons of different patients.
It's not typically about like, they're not typically like me hurting others. That was like, it's just like, oh, what if this person did this awful thing? And then I'm like, my brain plays it out. And it's just like, wow, that would be awful. You're right.
And what do you do when these things happen? Is this where you would add in some of those grounding techniques, or is this something you kind of just dwell on all day and then still can't sleep?
I mean, there's going to be some that it's hard not to dwell on, but for the most part, I am able to tell myself that, like, I'll give myself a list of like 3 to 5 reasons why that doesn't make sense, why that wouldn't happen. And yeah, just remind myself that that's just what the brain does sometimes to me. Just decides to tell me a horrible, like they're little horror stories.
Yeah, that's definitely a good way to frame it.
Yeah, I just did not ask to read.
Okay. Well, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that we plan for another session. In the meantime, I would like you to write down a list of those grounding techniques that you've used in the past and highlight specifically the ones that work well for you, and come back with them and show them to me so that I can kind of get a good idea of what you've been taught thus far, and see if there's anything that we can add on to that or revive if maybe there's a certain skill that you've maybe lost or forgotten. I would also ask permission to talk to your brother and see if he has any additional information that I can get from him as to why he's so worried. Because like I mentioned before, I do get the feeling that things are going pretty well right now. So I just want to make sure that there's maybe not any memory loss going on. The reason I bring that up is because patients who have dealt with trauma sometimes do repress things. And so I want to make sure that we're taking care of the root cause of anything that's troubling you. And so if you wouldn't mind, I would ask that I get your permission to talk to him. Would that be okay?
I think that would be okay.
Okay. Wonderful. Do you think it's better to call or email him?
I think you'll get more information out of him with the call. He's a man of few words over messaging.
Okay. And then would you mind giving me his phone number?
Yes, it is 555-555-5554.
Okay. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Olivia. It was nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
If you'll go talk to Becky up at the front, she'll help you reschedule for the next time. I would say maybe 2 weeks.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay. Well, have a good day.
You too.
Okay. So you go up to the front. You are able to make a new appointment, or I guess a follow-up appointment. It will be 2 weeks from now on Tuesday.
I'm going to ask her to do it later in the day.
I was going to say, you have a choice of having it be in the morning again or in the afternoon.
Afternoon.
Afternoon. Sure. Okay. There's a 1:30, 2:30, or a 4 o'clock.
1:30.
Okay. 1:30 it is.
Why am I getting stressed out about scheduling? Like, I'm thinking, hold on though, I might have something going on at that time.
Well, I always have 2 days off, and you're not going to my therapy.
Yeah, but I feel like
Yeah,
I
but,
am.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I
because
feel like
because I'm not checking with you. I'm not like, hey,
Yeah.
Are we
is
good on
Tuesday a
Tuesday?
good day for?
Dude, it's so real all the time, man. Real life simulator.
Mhm.
And that's it.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you were wanting to do, or how are you
Just
feeling?
Some grocery shopping. I feel a little bad that I definitely lied to her,
It's okay.
but I'm like, I'm not just gonna be like. So what I can do is, like the other day, I made this cop feel like he was just gonna fall into the earth. It was wild.
It was wild.
And I tried to keep things close to the truth. We did do murder mystery stuff. It was just in real life. And like I did have that thought. And we were in a library.
That's true. We were.
So what was a lie?
There
wasn't
some.
one.
All right. Anything else that's important for you guys to do on a Tuesday?
Turn up.
Teach a class. Damien, I have not actually prepared a lesson plan.
That's okay.
So-
We're just too thorough with the therapy.
I'm intimidated now.
You shouldn't be.
Yeah, we're going over Genghis Khan era right now. And of course, we all know the wars and much of the battle surrounding Genghis Khan. But as we're getting closer to time, we are going to be talking about Genghis Khan's actual treasury and some of the cultural impacts that actually came about. Yes, in the back.
Is he the one that was in Mulan?
We've been talking, Trevor. We've been talking about Genghis Khan for the last 3 hours.
Trevor, he was the one that was in Mulan. That's him. Right?
Thank you.
Right.
He was in Mulan. It was one of the Khanates. It wasn't Genghis himself, but You would know if you had been paying attention in class. Trevor, see me after. Anyways, so we will be talking about the cultural impacts of Genghis Khan throughout the region, and more specifically about how it actually affected the arts, because art very much so started to change due to his growing effects. And
Oh, Shan Yu.
Yeah.
I have to look it up.
No,
was
Genghis
like-
Khan.
I know he has a name. No, it was Shan Yu.
Oh, the Colorado guy?
The Huns!
Shan Yu?
The Huns
Hun.
are attacking!
Oh.
Yeah. Where they're like, now all of China knows
Yeah.
you were here. And
It's
he's like,
the best part.
Is it?
and then he's just
Yeah.
like, I'm looking at you.
I thought the
does.
fireworks were the best.
No, I
part.
love the whole movie, but my favorite part is
I love
now all of China knows you're here. He goes,
I mean,
yeah.
You can't- I was trying to convey that.
Kind of
I was just like
smirks. And
gazing through the
he says
fire.
something like,
What does he say?
"So be it," or something like that. He says something creepy. He's like,
Something
So be
super
it.
baller to say.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think the line is
Wow.
"fuck it, we ball."
It's essentially. That's
Look, I made my first note.
Oh.
Um,
Says Olivia
yeah,
went
so
to
I
therapy.
go off teaching that. Maybe Trevor, I am actually quite concerned about whether you'll be able to pass. And by the way, Joseph, you have volunteered as Trevor.
Oh yes, I am Trevor.
I'm actually quite concerned with your grades in this class. Do you actually have any? Is everything okay at home? Because I feel like you're just not very dedicated to any of this class or much of the college experience.
Dude, I got a football scholarship. I'm just trying to get on out of here.
It's great to know that you have a football scholarship, but
Mhm.
just because you can throw and catch some piece of leather moderately acceptably does not mean that is going to be your career. Are you expecting to go professional?
Hey, dude,
Did you know that
Is a C
statistically
good
it's
enough?
less than 1% of
'Cause
individuals?
if the C is good enough,
It
then
is
I'm
good enough.
gonna
You
just-
have a D currently,
Oh,
and
dang.
I will tell you what. I will give you one more week. Come next Tuesday, if you do not have this, and this assignment completed and handed in, I will be informing your coach.
Now
Not the coach, bro.
they got to be handed in. Okay.
Don't get smart with me,
What?
Trevor. You've done it once
You don't
before.
gotta worry about that.
You've done it once before, and I did not find it quite amusing.
How amusing did you find it?
Get out.
That nerd professor tried to stop me as like I'm
Yeah.
walking out. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the boys waiting from outside.
Yeah, just rubbing his forehead. Good lord. But kids these days.
Yeah, he's one of those assholes that like wears his jersey
Every day.
into class every
Yeah,
day.
well, that's his life.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right.
Like
Well,
I got
it's
in
like-
on a
would
football
wash it.
scholarship because I was like okay in high school.
Yep.
And now I'm gonna make that my entire fucking personality.
But
He's
he
part
doesn't
of-
even play, so what's he worried about?
He's part of
It's always
Omega
so
Elite
bad.
Mob High.
Fourth string.
Yeah.
Oligma Pi.
The
I
best
hate
part how-
everything
and then-
about that.
I would like you all to know that the
I don't
words
know
that
how to
Shan
draw
Yu
hair.
says after "Now all of China knows you're here" is perfect,
I
and
thought
that's
you
when
s-
it's really cool.
I was right.
I
Yeah.
thought you said pepper fig, and I was like, what does
No,
that mean?
it's like a creepy, like deep boy voice, and it's like perfect. But I can't do that because
Oh, that's
I
Batman.
weirdly have
It's
like a
close, though.
very high voice, which I only found out after starting this podcast. My voice is so high.
It is. You're a soprano.
It's awful.
Yeah.
I in my head, my voice is so much deeper.
Hmm.
It's not.
I don't like there's my voice.
I hate my
They
voice.
wrong it.
I hate my
It's
voice
wrong.
more
I
than
hate
anyone
everything.
ever has hated their voice.
Most people
I
hate
just
their
hate
voice.
the way I
Yeah.
fucking
Then why
I
you be
know that.
talking?
But I
just-
hate my voice more.
I
than
think I'd
most
like
people.
my voice more if I knew how to talk.
So I go to lunch with some of the professors, and sitting around and bullshitting a little bit, just like, oh, how's your day been going?
Oh, it's been going great.
well,
Thank you.
That Trevor character's,
Oh, yeah,
causing a
he's
little
my
bit of a
star
ruckus.
student.
Oh, well, that's fucking wild.
He's the PE teacher.
Physics?
Wait, why is there a PE teacher?
They have
They have
They
PE
have
in
it.
college. Yep.
college, yeah.
Yeah.
But they get cool sports in college. Like you can do like it's not just like
Badminton.
PE. We're gonna play
You can do
pickleball,
like
whatever the fuck that is.
weightlifting or just like some of these like weird
Yeah, at the one
physical therapy.
at the
kind
one
of
near my
shit.
mom's house, they have like a rock climbing class, and they have a kayaking class, I think it is, and like that's all you do. You just learn how to kayak. That sounds dope.
That does sound dope.
So I went to a very small rural college
Murder.
I hate that
in
word.
Utah for about a year. And
I'm
If
confused.
you know, you
Murder.
I did a PT class, okay,
Mhm.
a like physical education class, and our teacher was like 20 something, and she wasn't married, and like just the most like straight laced looking person that you can like ever picture in Utah, right?
Mhm.
Boringest person you've ever seen, and you're like, oh, and you need to like be writing down how much you guys exercise. It is for credit. Blah, blah, blah. And one of the girls in class raises her hand and she's like, what counts as exercise? and she was like, well, anything that gets your heart rate up. And if you do X, Y, Z thing. And she's like, okay, so like yoga would count. And she's like, yeah, yoga counts definitely. And she's like, what about 2-person interpretive yoga?
Interpretive yoga is wild.
And she like thinks about it and she starts blushing. It's like,
Jesus Christ.
2-person interpretive yoga.
Today's sponsor.
It's unrelated, and I don't want to talk about it any further, but I love birds that are shaped like small potatoes.
Thank you. Intrusive thoughts.
So, have that kind of talk, bullshitting with the
Oh, yeah.
other faculty and everything.
Trevor's amazing.
Sure.
We all love Trevor.
there's literally the one PE teacher that loves Trevor. Everybody else is like, yeah, he's got
Even
to
the
in my
other
class
PE
too.
teachers are like, no.
That's why he takes all of his classes through me, because I'm the coach. And so I just give him straight A's.
Uh-huh.
It brings his GPA up
And averages.
and
out.
averages out. So your D,
It doesn't really.
it might matter.
Can't you
Unless
still
I bring it
not
up to the
fail
beat.
courses?
Anyways, yeah, you still can't fail courses. But
Yeah.
anyways, then we get into the afternoon when I'm like grading papers and everything, and of course Trevor's is there. I set it to the side because I know that's going to take a lot of work. But going through and kind of almost lazily going through, not doing like the fine tooth comb that I normally do, just going to be in like, first paragraph, last paragraph. He's not quite that bad. He still does like spot check
Mhm.
places,
Okay.
but isn't as dedicated as he normally is because he's distracted by something.
What is that something?
Yeah.
Well, you see, he's distracted and decides to look over at his phone, shake his head, look back to grading papers, and then look back to his phone, and start like tapping his pen. He'll pick up his phone and dial Alex. Bring, bring. Bring, bring.
Are you calling my cell phone?
I think that's the only thing that I have.
Do
of
we
yours,
have
right?
I have your number, right?
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, we're all in a Discord together.
I
I
think
have
we-
so many people on Discord whose number
I
I
think
yeah,
we
cannot.
good
probably
point.
exchanged numbers at a certain point when we were like, "You got powers?
You got powers?
We should get."
Can I,
Kinda
can
crazy
I
that
set
we
up a
exchanged-
flashback?
Absolutely.
Aha.
We're back at the library. Oh, one more thing. Before we go, perhaps we should all just exchange numbers so that then we can stay in touch
Good idea, good
beyond
idea.
just
All right.
Discord.
Yeah.
Oh, I have weirdly great reception in here.
I do the thing where I don't know where you just you some phones you can just tap them.
Oh, yeah, do the Bluetooth kind of like.
I
Mhm.
launched it at all of your guys' phones.
My
Okay.
screen is just like all sorts of like spider web cracked. And like I'm just moving my finger around. Like you notice that my finger has some cuts on it from earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This feels real deep. personal.
I didn't get you
What?
a new phone. Cool.
I'm saying that is normal for a college kid.
Not me.
Definitely not his wife.
And back to here. Bring, bring.
Hey, Professor, what's going on?
Perpetually cracked screen.
Well, is this an appropriate line to
Yeah, it's totally
talk
fine.
about RH?
No.
Where can we meet up then?
What time is it?
It's like 4:30, 5 o'clock ish.
Oh, I'm there late then.
Yeah, we can go to dinner if you want.
Trevor's paper was taking
Yeah.
a good minute.
It was beautiful.
It was
Trevor.
something.
It
It was
was-
Trevor.
absolutely copy and paste.
It was full of football references
Trevor,
to Genghis Khan and his teammates.
you are an NPC.
He's
Yeah, I am.
Genghis Khan is a quarterback.
No, okay, listen.
Yeah,
Trevor
we
is-
can go out.
Trevor's done. We're moving on.
I made a note about Trevor. Like he's real.
Right, but we got to keep moving.
Yeah, we can go to like secluded dinner restaurant 17. And chat.
Yes, that would be yes, that'd be perfect.
I got a mean poblano.
Okay, should we say
Isn't that just a pepper?
Yeah, I didn't realize that. So after I already said it, I was like, oh,
I love their just
peppers.
I imagine
like
it's
a
like a
stuffed
stuffed
pepper?
pepper,
Yeah.
You Just call it a poblano.
But you don't just call
Definitely
it a,
not
you
what
call
I
it
said.
stuffed poblano. Not you're like, I love those poblanos. It's like, they got some pretty sick jalapenos. Just jalapenos.
Yeah, we can sit somewhere, chat, make sure, whatever. Actually, you have a whole ass library that is secluded. I guess I shouldn't say that on the
I
sign.
suppose
No.
that is fair. Yes.
They might just think it's his home library.
Well, how about we meet up at a secluded location,
17?
dinner place 17.
Okay.
Say an hour.
Okay.
Great. Signed, Professor Alexander Cross. We'll quickly go through Trevor's paper. Just like the first couple lines are all like spelling and grammar kinds of things.
Oh, yeah.
That I'm picking up, and then I circle one spot and write, "This is a blatant ripoff of The Blind Side," and then underline, "There is no evidence that the Mongols were star NFL team."
I was saying they could be.
There's no evidence. That
You
they
don't
weren't.
know.
And F just right at the top there.
Yeah.
And underneath I just put, "Make it worth my time next time."
Ooh. Trevor worked hard on that.
Why are you being so mean to Trevor?
Why is Trevor so not good at making an effort?
But that done ran a bit later than anticipated, and off we go to secluded dinner location 17.
Hey.
Hey,
I
I don't know if we wanted to do like your lead up to that or.
Oh. Okay, I was just gonna wave you down from inside because I imagine I got there first because I wasn't grading papers. What day is it?
It's Tuesday.
It was like 5 something. I would have been like just getting off, right? When you got called, I would have like been
Yeah.
off
Would
for
have
a
been
bit
4 is when I called.
when you called, so
Yeah.
I would have been getting off soon. TM. Nah.
It's okay. You
Yeah.
guys have regular lives. Like, it's
Yeah.
very normal.
Okay, yeah. We show up.
Okay, we pull up at the exact same time, and then
Well, are you wanting to do dinner, or are we just going to?
I mean, I'm hungry. Are you hungry?
Oh yes, actually, I haven't actually running a little bit late for my normal dinner time. Yes, I don't actually know anything about secluded dinner location 17. MC, could we have a full menu, please?
Well, they got some sick ass poblanos. That's for sure.
It's nothing but peppers. That's the whole thing.
I would would love to eat
It's actually just called peppers.
Yeah.
It's
The
they've got a
Try our
hidden
world
menu.
famous blah blah blah.
Yep.
The 17 actually comes from the 17 different kinds of peppers that they offer.
Okay.
I actually
Mhm.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's not a lot.
it's got to be secluded
It's kind of a lot.
because some of them are illegal
Yeah.
Oh.
in
Ooh.
these states and
Did you-
Mexico.
Like
So-
what the peppers that are above ghost pepper
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, the like genetically engineered ones.
Like the honey wicker.
that could like
pepper.
actually like burn through metal.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But those are here.
Yeah, and they
But the-
bang, bro. They're good.
Most people they just really recommend the poblanos for sure.
It's a safe bet.
They've got some really good.
You didn't have to actually.
Habanero.
It's all good. Yeah.
You should try their
poblanos.
serranos.
What's that one dish?
The Sopranos.
No, what?
That's what I thought it was. you
Like
said.
whatever. Just
No, I
roll-
want to know
roll-
now.
Roll.
roll for
Roll?
menu.
No, just like
Roll for pepper.
Roll play.
Role play. Got
Go-
it.
go
Roll
for it.
for menu.
You guys imagine we come in and we're like, hey, we'll just eat ourselves. I don't know if that's like disrespectful or whatever, but that's what I
Chili
think.
Verde. That's what I was trying to think of.
Mm.
Keep
Huh?
going.
Oh.
Sorry.
And then we just find like a place that's like kind of far off from like, I don't imagine it's too crowded, but like a place that kind of far off from like prying ears.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I guess I'll sit down and be like, so what's up?
Well,
Doc?
I've been trying to look into your occupation, and I actually.
Oh, you want to be a
have-
cop?
No.
Oh.
I'll come around to it. Just let me say.
You're
my
right.
piece.
Sorry, that was rude of me.
A little bit, but
You just get so excited when people want to be cops.
I could not actually find anything
Mm-hmm.
at all.
About
Nothing historically. Nothing current.
the city
No
police department?
mentions. No anything.
Yeah.
Why?
What do you mean? I mean,
Could you tell me the origins, perhaps, or
nah. I've only been on for like. How old am I, man? I've only been on for like half a decade, somewhere between there. It's been a minute, but not like that long. So no, I mean I can let you know like what we're about.
yes, maybe the mission statement, any core principles, something.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Like I don't know. I just really don't think it's that deep. Like I don't want to disappoint you, but I mean we really just are about keeping people safe. So we just keep people safe, right? That's what cops do.
Hmm.
If someone has like a dangerous weapon or dangerous tendencies, we investigate that to make sure they're not a harm to other or themselves, and if they are, we make sure they get the help they need. And if it's a dangerous weapon, we make sure it is like I don't know, man. I guess I do know, but like it's hard to word it. I guess if they have a dangerous weapon, we yoink it respectfully, of course. And then if they have dangerous tendencies, you just make sure they are either okay or they're locked up, as one does with dangerous people / weapons.
And I'm assuming that is what happened to our singer friend. From
Yeah, I think she's
earlier?
actually like on like the more like, I think she just really needs help.
It did seem that there
You
was.
would know that she was put into a facility for a little bit for
Yeah.
mental health issues. So
Yeah, she's gonna help because she is like not. She didn't seem like malicious. She just seemed like really like. She just really needs like some mental health. Like she's just really going through it. Not that excuses her actions, but like she like we are for the people, right? So like if we can help someone become no longer like dangerous to themselves or others, like that is the goal, right? Of course sometimes that's not always possible, but when it is, that's what we strive to do.
Well, it has become apparent to me that I'm sure that you have put in a certain report about maybe some interesting library.
Mm-hmm.
So, given that this information is already out there, I feel that rather than just simply being another watched individual, how would I go about perhaps being some form of an informant or a citizen detective for sort of thing for this organization? Don't know if that's even a thing for your department. Anyways, I really just wish that they would have a website of some type. Perhaps it's on somewhere on the dark webs or whatever.
That's cool, man. I'm really excited. I don't know. No one's ever asked me this before. But I'm sure that I can do that to some extent. I mean, I can ask my boss.
That would be helpful. Frankly, I am finding that schoolworks at this point in time are only taking me a few days at most. Been
You're bored.
I've been getting bored.
It'd be like that, man.
Yes, and I mean, I really enjoyed our last little case that we all worked together. So perhaps this is something to pursue.
Yeah, I will say, I get it. Like, it's fun and exciting. Like, you could die, right? Like, it is not like it's fun. It's cool. It's quirky. Like, oh my god, we solved the crime. But like, it gets like, it is just a dangerous thing to be involved in, right? So I don't want you like not to insult your, like I'm sure you considered this, right? But just to make you painfully aware, like it is not all like solve crimes and high five, right? Like people die, dude. Like people get seriously injured a lot. People straight up lose any sense of who they are if they lean on their gifts too much sometimes. So it's just like I mean I'm all for the help, especially because like libraries are sick. But I do want to make sure you're aware that like it is not like any like just like true crime show where everything's gonna be okay in the end.
I do understand that I have taken off my rose-colored glasses, if you will, for the entire investigation. I mean, we were nearly our hearts were nearly stopped by our singer friend there, and of course that is well terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
But what is more terrifying is knowing that there's others like that roaming and not having any idea. That's rather well scary. But I have considered that, and I think it is a calculated risk.
Okay.
You overheard the muses. I do need to be collecting more information for the library.
Mhm.
They have most of the surface level, but it's through the mist that they are needing.
Neatos Frito.
And besides, he'll be there to watch my back.
I will be there to watch your back, probably. Yeah, I mean, I can ask about this. I'm sure it's not unprecedented. I've just never seen it before. But I mean, like, in a world with a bunch of people with unique talents and unique stuff, I'm sure this has come up before, right? Especially with a skill set like yours.
When you are probing, if you wouldn't mind, try getting the paperwork first. I'd like to read through some of the legalities of the situation first. But yes, that'd be very helpful. Thank you. Oh, the poblano. Did you get the poblano, or
I
did
did get the poblano. I get it every
What
time.
did I get? The serrano. Oh, okay. Yes.
I really want a stuffed pepper now.
Stuffed
Like, it
pepper.
sounds really good. Yeah, I guess we'll eat now.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I think
Nom 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 nom.
fade to black, whatever.
Yeah. So that is your Tuesday night. I think we're going to fast forward to Wednesday night where OP has a gig over at Shinobi Sushi. And are you inviting your friends? I know Olivia has the night off.
Yeah. Do you care about us at all?
Is it kind of like a private thing that you don't?
Like, this is work. Like, I don't like expect them to invite me to their classes.
Oh, you're
You
allowed to
literally
come
went on
to
a
my-
ride along with me.
It's also
You also
art.
I work at a bar.
versus like
You can come to my bar if you have enough money.
Okay.
Just say you hate us.
I'm just saying, like, I'm wondering if you did invite them.
I
if
thought we
they're
grew
there.
closer, but I guess revealing that we're all riffs is nothing to you.
Also, really quick, I want to make this comment. It felt so rom-commy when Professor Alexander was like trying not to look at his phone and then looking at his phone. It just felt like you were waiting for a text.
I know.
you
I was like, who is he pining for? This was not in his backstory.
the oh man, now this is like this whole like fanfic in my head about another history professor at the rival school. But oh my god, that's what I'm gonna write about.
So, I'm gonna flip this on them. What I'm gonna do is, when I get the steady gig, I'm gonna let everyone know in the Discord and be like, "Hey guys, like, looks like I made a good impression at the sushi bar. I'm gonna be there again on Wednesday. If y'all need me, that's where I'll be. So
I'm gonna go because I've always wanted to try their sushi.
Yeah, shit sounds smacking.
Also, I did tell everyone I went to the after my appointment. Went to the therapist. She seemed pretty normal.
That's how they all
Didn't-
seem at first.
I didn't ask her anything about Martha because that'd be weird.
Mm-hmm. Smart.
Maybe next time in 2 weeks.
Is that in the Discord or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bread 100.
OP, I'm very glad that your gigs seem to be working out quite well. I would love to accompany. What was the genre of music that you play again? Is it rock?
yeah,
Question mark.
It's
Please let me
Anime
know.
music.
Signed, Professor Alexander Cross. Oh, by the way, just a follow up right to that. Oh, by the way, I am very, very glad, Olivia, that you are getting the assistance that you need, even though that the investigative portion has not worked out quite as well. I do hope that you have... this has been beneficial for you and your mental state. Signed, Professor Alexander Cross.
Remind me
I love
when
how
I
it's
see
just
him next to
paragraphs.
ask to borrow
Every
his
time.
phone.
Every single time.
Okay.
I'm gonna put rock. Mostly instrumental tonight. Or Wednesday night.
That sounds fantastic. I actually don't remember the last time that I have heard any kind of rock music. Perhaps it was, what was the band? And this is all typed out. Oh, what was the band's name again? Led Zeppelin, maybe? Is that considered rock these days? Anyways, I will be there. Signed, Professor Alexander Cross.
I'm gonna give you a history lesson about Led Zeppelin when you get to the restaurant.
Every time someone says Led Zeppelin, I think of a blimp.
That's
Yes,
what it
that's
should.
where they got their name from.
Yeah.
Dude, I know stuff. I know the lore.
Honestly, I mean,
Yeah, so you show up early,
Yeah.
as always, and
Wait, Alex, are you going?
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay.
I love
You don't
sushi.
have to. I'm just asking.
No, but
'cause
I
know
want
these
to.
two are. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I support the homies, man. Sorry.
so you're telling me that AC/DC was instrumental in the foundation of this? Then?
no,
No?
no. Led Zeppelin is way before
Led Zeppelin is
AC/DC.
before. Why have I been completely missing this?
Well, you see, Led Zeppelin started out as if you go back far enough, they were the Yardbirds. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, the
I'm gonna write
Yardbirds,
this down.
like
Yardbirds.
like
Okay.
jail,
Right.
Yardbirds. Okay, and then they were the new Yardbirds for a little bit.
This is all the
when-
same bands.
Yeah,
This is
man. Yeah, and then they
Yeah,
became Led Zeppelin. But you see, they were told that they were going to go over like a lead balloon, and they were like, "No, we're too big for that. We're going to go over like a Led Zeppelin," and that's where they got their name from.
It is, the origin of these names is just ridiculous.
And I got to get back. I got to get on stage. it's my time. And then I get on stage and I start playing anime intros.
That's my shit.
Like rock versions of anime intros.
Yeah.
Obsessed.
Dude, there are some really like heavy anime intros.
So I walk out.
Should I wait to take the professor's phone for something?
Go for it.
It's not at all important.
No, go for it.
Professor, could I borrow your phone for a minute? I just want to change a setting that I've noticed might be an issue.
Oh,
And
I
it's
suppose you
in
probably
the
know
messages.
technology more than I do. Here you are. May I ask what it is that you're changing there?
Oh, just like something with the keyboard. I think it might help you a little bit better. It's fine.
Oh, I mean, I do like my current keyboard.
I won't
but-
change the way you type. It's fine.
Oh,
What is the change that you're making?
I'm going into his autocorrect, and where it says signed, it's just going to say, I can't decide. It was going to be either all my worst or it's just going to be fuck bitches get money. It's going to be fuck bitches get money.
Yeah, it is.
wonderful?
Obsessed. Okay.
And that's what I'm doing. It's not, like I
No,
said, it's
I'm-
not important.
No, it's very
No,
important.
that- yeah.
I
Beautiful.
will die on that hill. So yeah, you change the setting.
That's strange. Nothing appears different. Are you sure that the setting will help?
It's just like, it's really subtle, but you'll notice a difference soon.
Oh, thank you.
You guys are having this conversation. OP is playing, and you realize, like, yeah, he's actually pretty good.
Nice.
You're looking around, and the crowd's really enjoying it. And as he's getting into the swing of things, he's kind of really getting in the music. He's stopped kind of looking at you guys to like verify that he's doing okay. And things are starting to go well. Your food has come. And it's just kind of vibing. Until
Sick.
there is a huge crashing sound outside. And if you look out the window, there is a really nice white sports car that has crashed into a light pole.
Hey, there was a car crash at the last one.
Mhm.
There was a car crash at the last
I feel like
one.
we all forgot about
Yeah,
acknowledging
I
it
definitely
for a
did.
long time.
I didn't.
You notice that right outside, or I guess right inside the car, it looks like there's already blood starting to pool and the windshield glass is completely shattered. And the engine is steaming, kind of adding to the already rainy, foggy atmosphere. And that's where we're going to end today.
All right.
I wanted to say it, but
Stress.
like since this is a sushi
Yeah.
shop, I imagine that as you're playing, then fish in just like the back kitchen are just kind of like starting to bob their head a bit.
What a music video thing to imagine.
Yeah.
Well, damn.
I have more Led Zeppelin facts after this.
After
I
the break,
don't. Me, Damien, I don't know shit.
Dude, Led Zeppelin. So I read their biography a little bit,
we're supposed to geek out.
a little bit ago, and they
They do be geeking. It's just not not about the game.
they rented out a floor of a hotel. Okay, they were like, I think it was like the 6th floor or something like that, and the band had one side, and all of their groupies had the other side of the hotel, and
That's
the
wild.
yeah, and the band went into the groupies' rooms, took the TVs, and then threw them out their windows. And like the party gets crazy, and then they are like, "Oh, actually, it's time to check out." And so they like head downstairs to try and check out, and the manager is like freaking out, and he's like, "No, there's like the TVs fell out of this side," and so they go up to those rooms and there's TVs in those rooms still.
Yeah.
and so it takes them a while, and they're like almost checked out, and the manager's like, "No, you need to write 10 more TVs on there." And they turn to the guy. They're like, "You need to put 11 TVs on there. This guy's stressed. He needs to, throw something out a window." And they paid him for all the
Yeah.
TVs. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah, they were wild. That biography was called Hammer of the Gods.
That's
What a
sick
fucking
name.
sick name.
Isn't
yeah.
it? Yeah. Yeah. Go read it. It's a good time.
I don't read though.
Because
But
I
not
am
joking.
curious about
Okay.
like the moves and stuff here. So
Mhm.
geek out during credits.
Mhm.
There's 3 questions here. How has the crew grown this session?
I grew a lot.
True. True.
Well, not really. I just kind of lied and talked about stuff I already knew.
Yeah, but you had a whole ass therapy session, so like
I had personal growth. He grew professionally.
Yeah, I got a gig.
and it seems like it's gonna be almost a
Right?
standard thing.
Does that add anything to my logos of gig work?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Like maybe a new power tag? I don't know.
Would be listing
Isn't it supposed to be whatchamacallits and whatchamacallits?
Chump change.
attention? It's attention to it. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that you get attention for it.
Attention.
Just one tension?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just one.
A
Attention.
attention. Cool. Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Do I get attention?
You do.
Ooh.
Also get attention.
Can I also argue my conversation with Daniel and the note that I got from him gives me one more attention in Seize the Dead?
Yeah.
All right.
I will give that to you.
Didn't do anything this one. I just stuff last time, but we didn't do this last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
sorry, guys.
die.
There's a lot to this game,
No.
and I just keep forgetting
I have a question.
all of the things. So we're gonna try and be better about doing this type of like thorough,
Using the rules.
like
Is sorry.
it's okay. There's a lot. What's up?
Is attention more about like using your power tags or something, or getting closer to achieving your like mystery identity thing?
So it's more it's close, you getting closer to the mystery or identity. You can do that through using your power tags, but
But not exclusively.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the section pulled up right now. So it's invoking weakness tags, which I think is really interesting. Downtime, mysteries and identities, as you were saying there. And then maybe any other rules that may say.
and so downtime, this whole session was downtime, right? So like what you did this session counts towards those types of things. So for Professor, you would add attention to your professor.
It works at Ptolemy University. Would I add to tenured professor as well as my training thing? Or probably not, because
Yeah, I would say just the one.
okay.
I was asking more about the because my wallflower thing,
Mhm.
my identity or whatever is look normal, feel normal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I was kind of not looking normal or feeling normal, so never mind. Like, because I don't know.
I feel
I
like
don't
it's a
know,
pretty
it's great.
normal thing to go to therapy, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not
No, I
like
feel like
you're
your therapist
doing
was very
anything crazy.
encouraging in you being normal. She
Yeah.
was like, "Yeah, you got friends and shit. You're chilling."
Yeah.
I feel like that would help in that regard.
Just imagine hearing that from a third. You got friends and shit. You're chilling.
bro.
Well, personal argument. Okay.
Argument.
So, fade, and crack. So fade is for mythos, crack is for logos.
Mm-hmm.
Represent deterioration of a theme.
Mm-hmm.
So is in danger of leaving. The theme is in danger of leaving character's life. So if you're going to therapy, that seems like you might be moving away from that wallflower stage. Now, do keep in mind this is not a negative thing.
Mm-hmm.
This, if you So resetting your fade or crack means your character has taken the time to patch up that aspect of their life, stabilize it, return to its functioning state. Actually, that's a fair point.
And the thing is, right, is like if she does continue to go to therapy, that is in the realm of possibility where we would essentially trade that logos out for a new one, or potentially for a mythos if that's the route she was going.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say for this one, it wouldn't count as a fade because there wasn't anything that like was truly worked on in that session. It was just like the initial addressing of it, would be my argument. But that is a good point. Like when you are doing the opposite of whatever it is on your sheet, that does count towards like a fade or a crack.
Mm-hmm.
And so should we be doing an attention or a fade for each one of these, or no?
I think only when it's relevant. Like,
Okay.
I think one of the big things about fading, and this was kind of just touched on, it's when you actively ignore these things, right? So not to fucking toot my own horn, but I think when we were confronting our Banshee friend, like when I covered her mouth instead of covering my ears, I think like that was a good example of how do I protect the most people, which is like one of my questions, right?
Yeah.
And if I didn't consider that at all in that encounter, I would probably add a fade to that because I went through an encounter where I could have thought about, like, it was very applicable in that situation.
Gotcha.
And I completely ignored it. And that is when I think you would start considering, oh, maybe I'll add a fade to this because it was relevant. And I was like,
ignore. Okay.
yeah.
And then I imagine for like logo, so it could be like if you're giving up gig work,
Yeah.
that is
Okay.
Can I do so my normal person one, my logos, if you would, is like to serve and protect, and well, that's like the identity, and the thing is like clean up the streets. Could I argue that roping, or at least trying to like moving forward to try to rope the Library of Alexandria into our organization would be attention towards that?
Yeah, I would say so. And I think too, I don't want to like fully retcon us not doing this the last couple of sessions, but I do also think that was what you were doing in last session with like getting the Banshee where she needed to go. So I think that also like ropes into that as well.
What happens when we get 3 attentions or 3 faded
So
cracks?
I'm glad that you asked.
So do I get 2 then? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, give that one 2.
Okay.
So when your attention track on one of your themes is full, you reset it and choose one of the following improvements. You can choose a new power tag, adding it in addition. You can add, remove, or rewrite a weakness tag. You can choose a theme improvement, because each theme type has its own unique improvement. Or you can reset fade or crack. So like if you are deterring away or
You
because
have the
you've
opportunity
done
to...
the attention, you
That's cool.
pull it out.
Also, I know you just said you didn't want to do that, but can I also add one for protecting those people? Because I felt really cool about doing that in the moment.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Is
okay.
the one that I wanted to give you is like,
Okay, cool.
Because you did really consciously like look at your character sheet and say, this is really important to my character. And I'm, like I said, I don't mean to say that the other 3 of you didn't do those in the past sessions. I just feel like since we're being more cognizant of it now, I did remember that he like fully had a crisis moment of deciding between what to do. So that's why I'm giving him 2.
Thank you.
Cool.
I hope Rocketbook sponsors us at some point. That would be cool.
Honestly, Rocketbook, if you haven't,
I wish I'd taken
played-
my actual notes on the Rocketbook, but this is just
doodles.
yeah.
Nice.
That's sick, though. That's cool.
But like it's a game changer.
It's
for
really cool.
TTRPG note taking / GMing and whatnot. Highly recommend if you're one of those people that like doesn't know how to best take notes for your games yet. Because I feel like everybody has their own style of how to do that, but it's kind of hard to fall on one that makes sense for you. So try Rocketbook if you haven't.
It's also nice because for the minimalist player or DM, you can just buy like 1 or 2 and use them for the rest of your life.
Mhm.
Right? Like you don't have to be like, my notebook's full.
Yeah.
Guess I'll die.
Yeah.
You can use erasable. I just ordered some colored erasable pens
Nice.
so I can do colored doodles.
Okay.
Is there anything else that we want to talk about?
Oh,
before
yeah,
we
there's
move
2
on?
other questions. Which character had the most meaningful interaction with my character this session, or with your character this session?
Trevor.
Definitely Trevor. Hands down, Trevor.
My therapist.
Honestly,
Trevor's
I
the
feel
homie.
like I need to like start cracking down that, or like adding crack marks because of Trevor, because he is testing my patience.
You don't want to be a professor anymore.
I mean,
Rethinking your career choices because of Trevor. God damn it!
He's taken this class 3 times.
I love how his lore.
I
keeps
wish they'd
getting more
assign it
fun.
to someone. Like, stop including that on your curriculum. Like,
Right.
just
That-
don't.
that's what I need to do.
Just-
I
It's
keep on
required.
telling the dean, but the associate dean keeps on fucking it up and like knows that I'm pissed off at Trevor,
Mhm.
and then because of that, purposefully assigning him over to mine, and it's bullshit.
the associate dean was a footballer back in his day too, so
He just
he's
wants
got a soft spot for Trevor.
He just wants people to win, but like, or wants the team.
He wants
to
the
win.
funding from all the wins that the team gets.
Mhm.
But it's
Anyway.
like if your players can't keep their GPA up, there's
So-
nothing you can do.
And I
about it.
will say that like each of these. Sorry, I keep on butting in with random rule bullshit.
No, it's cool.
Each of these questions has a mechanical benefit that
Mhm.
go along with them. So, like, how has your crew grown this session? You recover a burnt crew power tag or mark attention on a crew
Ooh.
theme.
I forgot we had crew themes.
I did too.
I did too.
Where are our crew power tags?
That's a good question. Somebody has them. Not me though.
Meet at Trivia on Tap, divide and conquer. We did We were obnoxiously good at dividing and
I was
conquering.
gonna say we did that a few times. We
Public
stayed-
transportation
I forgot.
is
That's
one
a
of our power
great
tags.
power.
I've
It's-
used it. For
You
sure.
guys have all used it.
Yeah.
Like, our weakness tag is we're overconfident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But our mystery identity is do what we must to solve the mystery. And our nemesis is factually.
That's
true.
actually good.
Can't wait to it's revealed that,
That,
they're the
that
villain.
second question, you add 1 help point or 1 hurt point next to their name
Oh.
on your character card.
Yeah, and so in this game, we haven't gone over this yet, but in this game, there's a help or a hurt tag that you get for any of the other player characters or NPCs that you interact with. It becomes kind of complicated and, in my opinion, a little bit unnecessary. However, we are here to play games and learn the rules and then talk through that process. So for this case, we're going to start adding that help or hurt tag onto people and then see kind of how that changes how we play or if it adds or hinders to the game at all. So most meaningful interaction can be a negative interaction, right? Like if you got into a fist fight with somebody, that could still be your most meaningful interaction of the game. So keep that in mind and just know that that might add hurt to that relationship. It's not necessarily negative, even though hurt sounds negative. It just shows that there's an extra amount of tension between you and that person or you and that group.
There's 10 of them.
Yep.
Yeah. So in my instance, I think it's pretty obvious with Alex is probably the
Not Trevor.
not Trevor because it has to be a another like actual character part of the crew. And I mean it was
I'm picking
helpful,
you
I
too.
think. So I'm just gonna mark 1 help.
And then, Olivia, you said your therapist.
Mhm.
And you said Daniel.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. And then what's our third question?
I think it might need to be other
Players.
players. Which character had the most meaningful interaction with your character? Add one help or hurt point next to their name on your character card, which is like under your crew has the help and hurt section.
Yeah, so this question is for player characters, but you can get help or hurt for NPCs as well. It's just like it's kind of like the status tags that like I'll be like, hey, like you now have a strained relationship with this person, so they're going to be like a -1 whenever you talk to them or whatever.
Okay.
But for Geek Out at credits, it should just be the player characters. I am sorry that I confused that.
No, good. The last one, which of your themes is under the most strain? If it collapses, what new aspect will show up in its place? Write down the answer under the flip side on that theme's card. If I had to guesstimate, honestly, the one that's under the most most strain is not just the meme of it because of fucking Trevor, but working at Tolme University, because if I end up getting with this gig with Alex and it ends up going well,
Yeah, that's fair. What about the rest of you?
I don't feel like any of mine are really under strain. My gig work one is like evolving, but it's evolving in a good way. Would that be what I put there?
You could, yeah.
I also think this is more just to think about like if something is like that way when you lose something, you're not like, now I got to look through everything and consider like what I want to replace this with, right? So it's like, if you're
like
good,
per session.
I think you can be good, right? Like you can just be like, no, I'm chilling. For me, honestly, like I haven't put a fade in it yet, and maybe I should. Like we can talk about that later. But like I would think it's like I've not used my bracelet actually ever, except for that one time I was just showing it off, right? But I haven't used it like since productively since we started. So maybe that. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna rule that like you can count that as your under strain thing, but I'm gonna rule that like you don't have fade in it yet.
Okay.
Because it's really been a weekend. I guess
true.
technically almost a full week. That these events have taken place. But like you as a lawful person wouldn't just like use your weapon constantly anyway. So I feel like that's a balance that you've kind of learned how to maintain over the years. Obviously, if this keeps going on and you never ever use it, we'll call that into But I think just a couple of days is fine.
Yeah, and this is the question that seems the most like narrative in nature, because it's not telling you to mark anything in Fade or Crack. No, it's just like, hey, if you did lose this, what would you replace it with?
I think that's a good thing to call out, because I think it is like because the Fade and Crack system and attention system is all about character growth, right? Like you said earlier, it's not necessarily a negative thing. So I think it's good to call attention to like, okay, if I am not doing this, what I thought would be one of the core aspects of my character, what can I put there instead that my character is actively doing, right?
Yeah.
So
it's definitely interesting to think about, right? Because like other systems, you don't really have that.
There's no consequence.
Well, right. For like Pathfinder, for example, right? Like as a druid, I have a billion spells at my disposal. I only use certain ones consistently. But I don't have any consequence of not using these other ones, other than maybe them being useful in a fight and I didn't prepare them, right? But there's never like this idea of like, oh, I could lose those spells and never ever get to use them if I don't prepare them every once in a while. Whereas here, you do have to kind of
it's also nice too, because like to use the same Pathfinder example, if I pick up a feat at some point and I realize, wow, I never fucking use this feat. I can't. Well, I probably can because most DMs are pretty cool.
There's mechanics about it for retraining your feet. You have to spend an amount of gold and you can retrain them.
I can do it for free here. I just don't do it.
Yeah.
And it also makes sense narratively because it's like, I'm just like, if you're not doing thing, you're probably doing other thing instead.
Yeah.
Just put that other thing there. Right now,
Yeah.
it's part of your character.
Yeah, absolutely. Olivia, did you mention what one you think you're under strain with, if any?
It's okay if you're chilling.
I said Olivia. It's Stevie.
I think I'm mostly chilling because like mine are because like acting and secrecy is one of mine, like subversion, and I don't really try to make things obvious ever. I like usually try and be not super obvious about what I'm doing, and I haven't been doing the one where I push intrusive thoughts much, just because obviously the effects it has on me. But I don't know if I'd say I avoid it to the point that it would be having any sort of fade.
You did it to me.
Yeah, I mean,
keep in mind this isn't fate.
Yeah,
I know.
Okay, sorry.
I know. It's just
You don't think you're underrepresenting anything. Yeah.
like maybe
And it's okay if you're not. Like you can say now.
I don't really think I am. I
That's
think
fine.
like this time I really focused on my logo side, but in the past I've focused on my mythos side.
Yeah. And that does happen more on downtime, right? Like the point for downtime is to rest up and to do more logo-y things typically, to help keep that balance of mythos and logos. So yeah. Sick. Anything else? Coolio. Well,
Have a
bye,
good
guys.
Christmas or whatever, nerds.
Later,
Oh,
rejects.
it's almost Christmas or
It's
whatever.
1 a.m. right now.
Happy holidays,
Yeah, it is.
nerds. You
That's
smell
so
bad.
sweet.
Have fun smelling bad for the
Yeah.
You
holidays.
probably smell bad, bro. It's 1.
I don't think that's all.
Time is work. It works.
No, I know.
You get stinkier.
Yeah.
Time smells.
Time smells.
Fuck, I'm tired.
Am I what?
Not wearing a belt.
Gone forever.
I wear pants that fit.
We've done this so many times.
have.
And every time I always forget that that's going to be your response until
Yep.
you say
Saying
yeah,
like-
and then I go, oh right, this is a scripted event, and then you finish the
Yep.
phrase.
When you walk up to the shopkeep NPC and you're like, tell me about your store. Oh, crap.
And then
No.
just spamming the button trying to skip it because you already know.
Oh, this is like 10 different dialogue boxes. Why?
And then to keep you on your toes, the game puts one of the fucked up responses on top. So then you say something mean, and he's like, "Wah, wah, wah, wah," and you're like, no,
I didn't mean
I
that.
just wanted my health pot. What a struggle we have, man.